Sunday Brunch. Sunday Brunch.
Hello.
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 Okay. Hi. Welcome to
back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Sunday Brunch.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Mercedes.
We've been gone for a while.
We have.
In fact, our last episode was our goodbye episode. But we're here for a special New York edition.
A special New York edition. Also special, the biggest event of the summer, Casa Bonita's reopening.
Wow.
Yay. I think the last time we did one was when I came to visit you in Boston for spring break, which was over a year at this, like just over a year, I think.
It was.
So, you're obviously not living in Boston anymore. So give us, where are you now?
I now live in Brooklyn, New York.
Very nice.
I'd say I'm on the edge of Crown Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
give them your address.
I won't give them my address.
Okay.
But that's my...
Yeah.
Those
the
are
general
pretty big
area.
neighborhoods.
That's okay. That's
kind of hard to say.
Okay, that's fair.
Also, I don't think any stalkers are going to listen to that.
I would hope not.
Yeah.
We have one fan that's like, yes.
But
yeah.
Moved to Brooklyn. Delightful little place. I like it more than Manhattan. Hot take. But
all
also
the Manhattan
not,
heads out there are
mad. They're mad right now.
And you just give them your address.
Oh, no. They're going to find me. But that's where I am. Where are you in the world?
Still in New Orleans.
Delightful.
I graduated college like 3 weeks ago.
Yippee. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, still in New Orleans. I'm here though for a month in New York doing a publishing program, which I cannot talk about very much, but
an NDA.
The NDAs. No, yeah, but it's really fun. So I'm going technically to NYU at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I have an NYU like card.
Ooh, that's
I have
fancy.
like an NYU email. Like I'm a student.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. So, but yeah. No, we're very different places in our lives, though.
Yeah.
We're different people.
We've grown, we've changed, not really stayed the same. No.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You got a haircut.
I did.
That's different.
I used to be blonde.
That's true.
So here, let's
talk
started
about
Sunday
that.
Brunch, I had highlights. Then on our last episode, I was fully blonde. And then now I'm back to my normal color. I have not had fully natural hair since junior year of high school.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
I actually think when we started Sunday Brunch, I also had blonde highlights.
You had done it, I think, impulsively because we were in quarantine. You're like, gotta do something.
It was like pain.
And you gave yourself bangs.
We were very blonde, very blonde coated.
At one point, didn't you have some pink as well?
I did. Oh yeah, I did. I dyed my hair pink for a little bit. And it just like, my thing with the pink was that it's fun for like a week and then it fades too much and then it's just kind of like a yucky strawberry color and it's not fun. I didn't like it. But I also think going blonde is like quintessential girlhood, but like I don't suit blonde very well. I think I'm too pale. I think it washes me out.
Heck.
So that's why I'm not fully blonde. But it works for people like Karen. Works for Karen.
Yeah.
But
I can't picture Karen without some blonde.
You know. And I don't think she's ever going to hear this because she doesn't listen to this.
Karen.
And this is nothing like bad, but one time in elementary school, Karen went to the hairdresser and wanted just a shade off of her platinum. So like a little bit more of a natural blonde. And her lady messed up and made her like a brunette. I was super young, elementary school. And I remember very vividly her coming to pick us up from school and me being like, oh, it makes you look a lot older. And she went back the next day and got it back, changed back to blonde. I felt so bad later when I like realized the consequences of my actions, but I think Karen in her soul will always be a blonde woman.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
It's very much her vibe.
Yeah.
It fits
like she is, I think her hair color was naturally my color and it looked great. It really did. But in her soul, she's a blonde girly, and she rocks it. Mm-hmm. She looks great. Yeah.
I think I liked the blonde. It felt like me, but I just didn't care for when the roots grow out like a lot, and then it's like half of your hair is not blonde and half is still. That's why I made the switch back. And I think if I did anything in the near future, it'd probably just be like a dash here, a dash there. It wouldn't be a full head again.
That's the thing, is like the maintenance is such a process, I feel like. Because when I was like a little bit blonde, I had like highlights and then I did blonde like underneath. Yeah. And first of all, it destroyed my hair. Second of all, it was hard to maintain because it grows out and you're like, ugh, like that looks not good. But it's expensive to just, and not good for you to keep just like, you know, bleaching your hair. Also, toning. Such a bitch, you know? True. Ugh, so hard.
I had this purple mask for like, it was like shampoo, but stronger than purple shampoo so that you could just let it sit for a while.
That's smart.
It was nice.
Yeah, I got my hair done when I got the highlights, which was over the blonde, I think. Or maybe, regardless, I had highlights that were like done by a professional. And she didn't do any toning on me. She was like, oh, it lifted easily enough. I think that was a mistake because I think it made me look yellow. I really do. But you live and you learn.
I feel like you always got to tone.
You always have to tone.
Toning's not going to hurt you.
And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's not going to hurt you. And it's like, if anything, it just makes it look more blended. I don't know.
My hairdresser I go to in Colorado, who is also a family friend at this point, because we all go to her, Ashley, delightful woman.
Ashley.
When she does any blonde at all, she will like tone it to the point that it's kind of silvery because it lasts longer. It's like kind of silvery at first, but she's like, then it fades to
a blonde.
Like the blonde you want, as opposed to fading right away to the yellow.
That's nice. I like that. I think that's smart. I think that's looking forward to the future. I think that's getting your money.
She knows because she was platinum for a very long time. She just started to let her roots grow out more. But like since I've known her since I was like 8, she's had platinum blonde hair. So
I feel like we're getting to the age where all of our parents are like letting their hair start to kind of go to its natural color. I've seen that a lot more, and it's fun. I like this kind of liberating feeling.
Meg tried, because she was like, she told Ashley, she's like, I'm gonna try letting my hair grow out, because she was like they did it a little, and I think like during COVID when she couldn't go get her hair colored, she was like, I noticed that I don't actually have a ton of gray. It's kind of more in like the very back. She let it grow out a little. Immediately changed her mind. I'm like, no, I'm not ready yet. Anyway.
No, I think it's one of those things where it's a hard transition because it's like, it's not like it's a similar color a lot of the times. You know, some people are like a totally different switch and it makes you look different, you know, and it's never bad. But it is, I can imagine like if I was like used to my hair and I was like, okay, well now I'm just going to let it go. And it was like a totally different color. I'd be like, you know, I feel like that would change how I styled it. It would change how I like looked at myself. It would change the colors that look good on me. Like I get that feeling. But at the end of the day, whenever somebody is like, I'm going to go to like my natural color, which is gray, I always think it looks really nice. Like people are really good at it. But Kurt is starting to go a little gray. Curdy Schmurdy.
The Ted Lasso of Colorado.
Was starting to go a little gray. And I think Hank maybe was like, recently, Hank was like, did you get paint in your hair? And I think it made him feel sad. No, but it's like, I think it's hard for Kurt because like Karen's hair was my color. So like not light in any sense of the word, but not dark.
Yeah.
Like a solid brunette. You know what I mean? Kurt is like black hair. He has like very dark brown hair. So I think that's
gonna get that salt and pepper.
So a little salt and pepper action, and maybe he'll go the full George Clooney soon and be just like gray. But
is he dyeing his hair?
I don't think he dyes his hair, but I don't think his hair's at that stage where it's like totally gray. He started to get like speckles. It's not like he started to get speckles, it's not like, oh, like his temples are starting to go gray, you know? So I think it'll go slower. Also, I am not worried that he will ever go bald because I feel like he would have already.
Yeah.
Same with Hank. I'm not worried Hank's gonna go bald because I don't think we have male pattern baldness in our gene.
It's like
lineage.
John is not balding at all, and I'm like, that's good news for me.
Silver fox.
Yeah.
No, no, that's good. No, that's the thing. You never know. I think what I was worried about was, I mean, I don't care. I'm not a man, so male pattern baldness doesn't affect me.
Hopefully not.
But because my dad was adopted, I was like, we have literally no indication of like what he's going to look like, what's going to happen. But I mean, you know my dad. He's always had like a pretty full head of hair. And so is Hank.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Yeah.
And I think you're good. I also think, because it starts in your 20s, I think if something were to be wrong, you would have seen it already. Yeah. Your hairline is pretty, here, lift it up. Oh my God, you're so fine. Your hairline is totally
no balding
fine.
Here, you know.
Oh my God, yeah. Because you know how some men like have really.
Yeah. I think my family, for the most part, ages pretty youthfully. And like in Meg's case, I think she's looking to Sandy, my dad's sister, my dad's oldest sister, because she still dyes her hair, and she's in her 70s, but she's still looking youthful and delightful.
Well, that's what I always thought. I always thought your parents looked really young. And it was funny because like
Meg just had her 60th birthday.
Happy birthday, Meg. That's so exciting. Oh, love that woman.
And I gave her the news, which caused her a brief anxiety. I said, did you know that turning 60 means you just completed your 60th year? So now you're really in your 61st year. And she was like,
enough.
No. Oh, no.
I thought you meant like, and I gave her the news. I'm gay. It's like, what?
Already did that one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. Well, yeah. I always thought your parents aged very nicely. Yeah. Like they look exactly like themselves. Just like, you know, like they are more wise. Yeah. They're still cool. They're still fun.
There's cool fun.
Cool fun.
Yeah. Cool fun.
Because some people do not
age. It's a good band name.
Cool fun. Hey guys, we're cool fun. No, yeah, aging. Let's talk about it though, because I'm not scared to age necessarily, but I am one of those people where like I don't think I want any work done on my face, and like no shade to those who get it done. I think it's totally a personal decision. I respect it, but like I just feel like so much of my personality is like how I look. I think if I didn't have a big nose, I wouldn't be as funny.
Well, heck.
I literally believe that. So I'm like, I'm so curious to see how I will age. Because I've never thought about it really before. Because I don't know. What about you? Like, I think you look so much like your dad that in my mind, you'll just kind of look like your father when you're older. But what do you think?
What do I think in terms of, am I afraid to age? Or about aging in general?
Yeah, just like, what are your thoughts, you know?
About aging as a whole?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I did have an existential crisis post leading up to and after graduation, but that was more about existence itself, not so much the aging. I'm not scared to age.
Yeah,
and I think
that's good.
I'm also not one of the people that was like disturbed by looking older. Like I think that's very much a societal thing, you know.
Societal
that's
problem.
Like I think as long as you're like taking care of yourself as best you can.
Absolutely.
I don't think anything too crazy is going to happen.
Absolutely. You know? I also think, kind of on that vein, actually, I have some theories.
Yeah.
What was the was the section we used to have of the podcast?
Conspiracy Corner.
Conspiracy Corner.
I do have a conspiracy for
okay. Hold your conspiracy corner. This is more like Science Central.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell another story about Science Central. Okay. So on one half, this is part one, Science Central.
Okay.
I was talking to my parents. Actually, I was talking to my roommates, and somebody brought up like, I was like, oh, we drink so much water. I drink so much water. All my friends drink so much water. And we're like, it all started because I was like, I think we're all going to age very differently than our parents because we all consistently wear sunscreen every day. We're very into skincare. Like, we're a lot more aware.
Yeah.
We drink a lot of water. Like, that's something that's just like kind of important to us as an age group. And my friend, I think it was either Maddie or Lily, were like, yeah, my parents didn't drink water in the 80s. And I was like,
the whole
did
decade,
it exist?
not
like
water.
It existed. And I was like, that's so interesting. And so I talked to my parents about it, and they were like, oh no, yeah, we drank milk or like soda. And I was like, that's so weird. Cause I mean, I think everybody drinks a number of different things, but like, I think we all very consistently drink water. And of course they had water at some point, but it just wasn't as big a deal, I think. You only really drank water when you were playing sports, I've heard. And I've talked to several people. So I'd love to know, Meg and John, leave a comment down below. Did you drink water in your youth or the 80s? Like, I'm so curious because I've heard it just wasn't the standard, which I think is so different than it is now. Or maybe that's just being a kid. I don't know.
I also think, hear me out, it's just a theory, but I think being from Colorado influenced my water consumption because a lot of people I met at Berkeley don't like constantly just like drink water, and I like constantly drink water because I'm used to like being dry and elevated.
Need to drink water.
That's a good band name as well.
Dry and elevated.
No. You know,
like a gynecologist. I'm sorry. Cut that.
No.
No, that's fair. I will say, I drink a lot of water in New Orleans because it's so
hot.
So hot. It's
sweating.
Horrible.
Yeah,
you're sweating everything out. So I'm I think no matter how much water I drink, I'm constantly dehydrated. It was the same in Colorado. I in New York don't have my Brita. I love a Brita, so I haven't been drinking as much water as I need to here. But I need to I also just like, it's my first week, so I'm a little like
it's your first week.
everywhere.
You can afford to have a fun drink.
Don't get me started.
Not to get off the rails, but really quick, have you seen Water Talk?
Stop.
What's up with that?
Bro,
for context for Meg and John,
yeah,
I don't know if they're on Water Talk, but there's this thing where people are like, here's my water recipe, and they'll put like, they have like simple syrup of a bunch of different flavors, or they have like the packets. And I like Crystal Light sometimes in my drink, but like I don't only drink water with flavoring in it. And they're like, the shtick is they're like, I really struggled to get my water in until I put 3 pumps of coconut and a pineapple pack in. I don't know.
At that point, it's not water. Like, I don't want to be that person. It's and my thing is when they're like, oh, it's low calorie, there's still like chemicals and sugar in it. That's not water at that point. But I guess also
at that point, get an IV drip.
Literally. But also, I guess if they're like drinking more water, who am I to judge? I just cannot imagine it's as good for them as just like normal water.
Yeah.
I think my real issue with the whole thing is that it's not like, oh yeah, like this is lemon flavored syrup pump. Some of them are like birthday cake, like unicorn water. And I'm like, that, when I think like I'm thirsty, I need some water. The idea of what water tastes like is what is driving me and gonna quench my thirst.
Yes.
If I took a sip of water and it tasted like a birthday cake, I think I would projectile vomit on the spot. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Drink a soda at that point. Like, what?
Or milk in the 80s. Yeah.
Milk in the 80s. I have another science.
Okay. Science section? Science section. What was it called? Science corner.
3 days. 3 days ago. 3 seconds ago. Science section.
There we go.
Science section.
I think that's what you said.
I think it was called.
It was. I'm gonna flash back and prove it.
Okay, yeah, flashback.
And if I was wrong, I'll go.
I think we called it. Yeah, okay. I think it was Science Central. Is that supposed to happen? Cut that. Okay.
I got a screensaver. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna screw this because you're
okay.
sitting more casually than
sorry.
I. And I'm, no, it's not your fault, but I want to be cozy. And I feel like I'm propping myself towards the mic. I can't get it. I'm just going to lower it and kick back.
Very nice.
Yes.
So.
All right.
I won't name any names.
Okay.
Because I signed an NDA, but I think I'm allowed to tell this story. I think it's just a cute story. This guy came in. He was a publisher. I think he's an editor. And he basically published this book that was about the female code breakers of World War II.
I thought you were going to say the female orgasm.
Same thing.
Same thing.
No, the female code breakers of World War II. So, you know, I know a lot about book publicity now.
Yeah.
They were trying to like put it out there. They were doing a little integrated marketing and they found out that one of the female code breakers had a son who was a celebrity.
Oh.
And this is how it ties into science.
Okay.
Guess who that son was?
Albert Einstein.
Well, so he's alive right now because this book came out a few years ago.
Is it Anthony Fauci?
No, that'd be interesting. It's more random.
Okay.
Bill Nye.
Oh, hell yeah.
Boom, Nye, science guy. Bill. Okay, so they were like, let's get in touch with Bill Nye because, like, this is his mother's story. Like, that's really cool. They sent him a book. They were like, hey, could you just, like, talk about it, whatever? He was like, yeah, absolutely. He read the book and he wrote a really nice like letter to the author. The author's like a woman. Wrote a really nice letter to the author and was like, hey, I feel like I understand my mother more. Like you did a really good job. Like amazing. So they come to New York because I think Bill Nye actually like lives here. They come to New York to do an event for the book. I think it was like either like they sent Bill Nye like an advanced reader copy, which means like it's not the finalized book, but it is like final. It's not the final book how it looks, but it's final inside. So it's like you can read it, and that's how they get reviews to put on the cover, basically.
Right.
So they're having an event, maybe a launch in New York, and they are like, let's get in touch with Bill Nye and let's have him like MC the event. That'd be so fun. He could tell his mother's story. It's just like, and he's a huge celebrity. Like it's a good pull. So Bill Nye goes to this event. Bill Nye, at that point, was a notorious bachelor. And this woman, the author of the book, had just recently separated from her husband.
Oh, no.
And they fell in love.
That's
and they fell in love and got
delightful.
married. Isn't that so nice?
I'm delighted.
They got married.
Yeah.
Ugh. And it's just like... It's just cute. It's like, also though, can you imagine being like, I wrote a book about World War II and now you're married to Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Sometimes that's an example of the universe working.
I would marry Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's handsome. He's a handsome man.
Yeah.
And that's
I liked his video that he was like, this isn't a fucking joke anymore.
Yeah.
We gotta save the earth. Or whatever. Yeah.
So true.
So true.
Oh, Bill, we love you.
We do.
But yeah, that's just, it's a cute story. I like that story.
It is.
So you had a conspiracy for the conspiracy corner. We're pivoting. Conspiracy corner.
It's less of a conspiracy and more of something that really made me feel weird for a second. I had to look up what the heck was going on. So I've been getting up earlier in the day because I think I'm a morning person, not in that it's easy for me to just wake up and jump out of bed, but in that I feel a lot better about myself in general if I'm like up doing things already before like 10. You know?
Yeah.
So I've been getting up early, going to the park to do a loop of the park. But on Monday, when I was leaving over there on the block, there's a square of men who all had buzz cuts and were in suits, and they were all facing the same direction, just standing, not doing anything. And I was like, that's strange, but I didn't think too much about it, and I went about my day. And then I think the next day I ran to the like corner store just to I got milk, I got ice cream, and I got kombucha.
Yummy.
Breakfast champions. So I was coming back, and all of the men were going into the subway, and I was like, they're all leaving together. Yeah. They all had name tags, they all had their suits, their buzz cuts, they're all going to the subway. And then the icing on the cake was the other morning. I saw them again going into that building they were all standing in front of, but this time they were running to it. And there's a guy standing at the door holding it open going, go, come on. So I looked up.
I'm scared.
I looked up what it was. My phone is recording, so I can't look at Google Maps. But I'm pretty sure it was, the building is Court Officers Academy.
So what does that mean? You said that like I know what that means. What does that mean?
Learning to be court officers. I don't know.
Like bailiffs?
But something with laws and stuff.
Wow.
I can't tell you more than that.
I wonder why they had buzz cuts. That's really random.
I think it was just that they were all men in their
men. That's
20s or 30s. And
yeah.
Like, let's all have a look.
Weird.
It's getting
that kind of scare me. It is.
Turn on the lamp, perhaps.
The fancy Amazon lamp.
Yeah. Do you want to press the button?
Yeah. Where is it?
On the ground.
Oh.
Yeah. Delightful. I don't know if that did anything.
Wow.
I could turn on the overhead lights.
That's okay.
All right. I'll color correct it to make it warmer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Wow.
So that was just
weird.
less of a conspiracy, more of a weird happening that I was like, that's very strange. Anyway.
I will say something that we forgot to talk about is we're here a few days removed, but a few days ago was the wildfires.
The wildfires.
Made everything look like Mad Max world in here.
Yes.
It was scary. Everything was orange. I cannot describe to you the feeling of like, I was like in the building all day, so I wasn't outside, obviously, in it, thank God. But looking up out of a window during my lunch break and being like, like the sky is actually like orange. Like it was kind of light when we first got in the building, so we were like, whatever. And then it started to get darker and darker and darker, and I was like, this seems dangerous. And looking out there and seeing it like orange and hazy was terrifying. I was like, this is so weird. This is crazy. So we've lived through truly historic times. Yeah. And also somebody was like, this is like the worst air quality we've had in 21 years. And I was like, what happened 21 years ago? 9/11. 9/11.
I heard it was the worst since the 60s, though.
Oh. But I also heard you don't believe in 9/11?
Well, I believe in 9/11. But I also heard that it was also the worst ever. But I don't know. I'm not an environment scientist.
I heard.
Regardless, it was not very good.
I've heard if you were out there for 24 hours, it was the equivalent of smoking a pack of cigarettes.
It was the equivalent. Oh, yeah. How many cigarettes are in a pack? 10?
I have no idea. Yes,
I saw that it was the equivalent of 10 cigarettes.
Not great.
Now, for me, that's one night out. Just kidding. I haven't ever had a cigarette. But anyway.
I saw people smoking outside.
Yeah, that's
during
what
it.
was like really ironic to me. Is like people still went out for their smoke break.
Like I get it, you're addicted, but like you guys are making it far too easy. Yeah, and hey, I won't lie. You know. Sometimes when I'm drunk, a cigarette magically appears in my hand. I won't lie to you about that. But I am not a smoker in any sense of the word. Yeah. Except after a few drinks.
As a surprise for yourself.
Whoa. Yeah. There's a shirt I saw and I wanted to get it that said like, do not hand me a cigarette under any circumstances. That's how I feel. There was also another t-shirt I wanted to buy that said, if I miss this jump shot, I'll kill myself. And it has the Nike logo on it.
Relating to the cigarettes. Do you know the song Cigarette by Babe Corner?
I do. You introduced it to me
Haley
a few years
Blay
ago.
Is the bassist in that band.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. Oh, but, interesting.
And the lead singer who sings Cigarette is Haley Blay's, I think, bassist on tour or guitarist. She was like 3 feet from me the other day. Lindsay.
Fun. Yeah, anyway. Lindsay. No, I got that song stuck in my head a lot.
It's fun. I never wanted a thing from you. I only wanted a cigarette. How you doing?
That part all the time. Song. I'm always like, no, yeah.
Delightful.
Wow.
You
ever smoked a cigar?
Huh? Have I ever smoked a cigar? No. I think John has.
Really?
But that like the thing with them is you just like, you suck on it and you'd not.
Why did you say it like
well, I guess I can't talk because I've never done it.
You don't inhale, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just like suck on it and you
chew it,
swig the air around a little in your mouth, and you're like, yummy. Some smoke in my mouth.
No, I feel like there's a tradition of doing it when you graduate, and I've never heard that, but it scares me kind of. I'd be afraid to inhale. I feel like I'd inhale. Yeah, that's on me, I guess.
Oopsie doops.
Oopsies.
God in the lungs.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's a cigar bar near me in New Orleans, and it's one of those places where you can also then smoke inside of it. So you walk in and then you walk out and you smell like cigarettes. It's not fun. Yeah. Anywho,
you see the picture of people at an Equinox gym doing yoga on the roof while it was like orange outside? No. And everyone's like, I don't think you're doing that to be healthy.
Yeah,
I think you're
why
doing
would
that
they
for
do
clout.
that? Not fun. Yeah. Not fun.
Not fun.
No, New York's fun though. I like it. I get it now. White people like. I hate driving, as I've expressed to you. I don't like it. It stresses me out. But it's just what you have to do when you're from Colorado and you live in New Orleans. It's just like you have to drive. So coming here and having like reliable, easy transport, like public transportation is amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. And also I get it. Like anything I need is in the city. You know what I mean? Like I understand why people never leave, kind of. Yeah. Ugh, it's just so expensive, you know? I need a job.
Also, hot take, not really, most people agree, is that the public transportation here is way better than the Boston transportation.
Really?
I know I took you on the train a few times there, but there, the trains have not been updated at all since the 80s or whenever they were built. I don't know how long ago they were built. Probably longer ago than just the 80s, but they have not been updated. Interesting. You can't. I love that here you can just use Apple Pay or tap your card.
That's new.
In Boston, you still have to wait in line for a ticket and use the machine.
No, that is something I wasn't expecting because, I mean, the last time I came here, I was like 15 or something. Like, it's been a while. Yeah. But that being said, you used to have to do the MetroCard thing, and it's just a hassle, and the MetroCard sometimes doesn't, like, swipe, and it's just annoying.
And I think it's a few cents more expensive to not have one and just use your phone. But to quote Claire, my friend Claire, can you really put a price on convenience?
Oh, my God. No, literally. And it's nice because it's like, I mean, I'm not living here, so I guess maybe it would be different if I lived here, but like I'm only riding the train a select number of times and then just being able to do it when I need to use it, it is really convenient. I think it makes it faster. I think, you know, I'm paying for it off of the card I'm using anyways. So you can tap your credit card. It's crazy. Yeah. That's so, it's so smart.
I got Apple Pay to use it here because I never had it before and people roasted me for it. But
I don't think I have Apple Pay either.
I realized if I'm ever like in the mornings, sometimes getting on the subway, if I'm also holding a coffee, quite the hassle to get my wallet out. So I just tap my phone.
Oh yeah, that's so true. No, yeah, Apple Pay, it works. I mean, back in New Orleans at my job at the ice cream parlor, it's Apple Pay like just makes life so much easier because people just kind of leave their houses with their phones and then they can pay. And I think it just helps. I mean, I think it does make it so that you don't think about how much you're spending sometimes, but I think it's really convenient, and it's interesting that that's the way the world has kind of shifted.
I feel like for me, it helps me process how much I'm spending because if I use my credit card, I don't see I don't fully process the price, but on Apple Pay it pops up after and it's like you just spent this much for this company, and I'm like, okay. Anyway,
no, it's good to know. I love a debit card. I just got a debit card that because I didn't have one before, and I did have a credit card, and how I would pay it was I would take my paychecks, and you can like do the mobile deposit, and I would do that, but then I just had copious amounts of cash on me because people would leave tips, and I would just have it with me. Sometimes that's good, but it became a hassle. Just got a Chase over winter break, and so now I can like just deposit my money, and it's so nice. It's so convenient.
My bank, I'm still with First Bank, which is a Colorado only bank, which
really
probably doesn't matter, but like sometimes I ponder if I should make the switch to one that's more accessible around here.
Hey, I have two. So I have my original like Colorado Credit Union one, and then I have my Chase, which is a little bit more national. I think having both isn't a bad idea. Yeah. Diversifying the portfolios, I guess. Yeah. I also think it's nice. Having a debit card is nice because you don't have to like with the credit card, you have to pay it at the end of the month, you know, and like whatever. But with the debit card, you don't have to pay it necessarily. You just have a certain amount of money that you can spend. Yeah. So that's been really nice for me, at least. But I understand, like, I don't know. There's just, we're just girls in the world. We're so young.
So true.
Ugh. So I don't know. But that's how I feel. What else?
I had a thought brewing when I took a shower earlier. Please. I was like, this is a good question to ask. Yeah. Because last time we talked a lot about how the places we were starting to feel like home since we had been there a while. So my question to you is, now that you've graduated, does New Orleans still feel like a place that you want to like live at? Because for me, going back to Boston, I'm like, I do like it here, but I don't think I would ever want to move back there unless I like got a job there that I really wanted, or like something else there that I really wanted to do, like pulled me back. But like, I feel like I'd probably just visit it in the future.
Yeah, it's hard because I love New Orleans. I really do. I think in a lot of ways it's a great place to be young. I think it's a very specific, it's unlike any place in the country. I really do believe that. That being said, I think what I want to do with my life isn't viable there. I mean, wanting to work in the entertainment industry is hard because, I mean, the film industry is pretty big in New Orleans, but I think I heard a rumor that the tax incentives aren't as good anymore, so things aren't going to New Orleans as much, and thus nobody's working. Like everybody I know in film right now is not working. And because of the writers' strike, they're not working. And now SAG-AFTRA is going on strike, so that's hard. So I think with what I want to do, I never went into New Orleans thinking I was going to be there forever. Bless you.
Thanks. Is that smog? It's still lingering.
Literally. No, but yeah, I like didn't. I think I wanted to stay. The original plan was to stay a year or two after college, and it has stayed that way. And I am staying a year. But yeah, I think there's just so many places in the world that I want to live. I want to live in New York maybe at some point if I can get a job. I'd love to live in LA. It just depends. So yeah, I don't think it's where my future is. And I think that's okay. Like, I love New Orleans and I've loved living there. I think it served me perfectly for where I was when I was there, and I'm still there, obviously. So, and I would love to visit. I still have a lot of friends who are there. But I also think it's hard because all of my core friends stayed in New Orleans, like most of them at least. So that I think also made the transition a little easier from college to not college, because it's not like I had to say goodbye to everybody who was in my immediate circle, which was the original plan, and then they stayed. I think as we all kind of leave, it'll be different and I'll kind of be done with it. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I also don't know, and I'm in a very privileged place to be able to say this, but I don't know if I can live through more hurricanes.
Right. Yeah.
Some people, they don't have a choice. That's where they live and they have to go through it. And some people just love it and they're willing to put up with it. I think we were spoiled growing up with no natural disasters.
That's true, yeah.
So I think that's been really hard. I also I don't know if I'm going to have kids, but if I were to raise a child, I don't know if I could sit them down every year and be like, hey, we have to leave and our house might be destroyed when we get back and all of your life might be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think emotionally that was always a really the worry that your entire life was gone was really stressful to me. We've been very lucky this last year. We didn't have a huge issue with hurricanes, but I think that means we're overdue for a big one maybe. So yeah, I want to move away soon, I think. My time is just maybe over in New Orleans, but I think New Orleans was where I became like a young adult, so I think it'll always hold a very special place in my heart, and I think it's like changed me in a lot of ways. So, I don't know. Like, you came here pretty immediately after being in Boston. Like, do you think New York is where you're meant to be long term?
Yeah. I think I would say at least 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think when I was younger, I saw it as I'll move there and I'll just live there the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true anymore. It could be. I don't know.
Who's to say?
But yeah, I definitely feel like at one with the vibes here so far. And as I'm like I kind of don't feel like I've been here as long as I have. Like it's still not been a year, but like it still kind of feels like new, even though I've been here a while. But
it's a huge city.
But the more I experience and like get out and do things I haven't done yet, I'm like, I like that. Yeah.
No, I totally feel
gotta
that.
say. So I went to the Haley Blay concert the other day. It was the first time I've ever gone to a concert just by myself, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
and because I like watched them like set up the stuff, and I like could just really focus on it. That was cool.
Yeah,
I liked the venue a lot. It was cool. Anyway, just the more I'm doing, I'm like,
and
delightful vibes.
And again, like New York is so big, and it's one of those places where everything you need is here. You don't have to leave. So I think it's like hard to know as well. Like, who knows? I don't know.
And I fantasize. Since I was talking about financial stuff and more ways you can diversify your income, I've thought of. I'm in no position to do this at all, but maybe eventually, perhaps, getting like a property in Colorado. If I was like, obviously, I'd have to be pretty successful
Rich
to have like
famous.
multiple properties. But I fantasize, tinker with the idea of like getting a property also in Colorado, and when I'm not there, I could like rent it out to people. But then you run the risk of them destroying it. But I don't know. But because like I like Colorado still too. I like having the contrast between being in a city and then going there and being like, I'm in nature.
Yeah.
And then once I'm there, then I'm like looking forward to the city. I'm going back and forth.
I know. I deal with, and we're so young, so we don't have to think about this necessarily right now. But I think I feel a lot of guilt and a lot of pressure to go back home to take care of my parents eventually, which who knows, like who knows, but I think that's something to consider later down the line. What's the best way to handle that? But enough about that. We're so, oh my God, our parents are fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I'll ever live long term in Colorado again, just because I've always said that, and like I love Colorado. It's who I am, but like I just don't know if my life belongs there, and I think that's okay. And like I love to visit. I love it, but I don't think I need to be there. So, but we'll see, Who knows if you get a crazy job offer and a crazy opportunity and it like puts you in a spot that you would never like considered like
the other week I got an email from sweetwater.com. Do you know have you heard of Sweetwater?
No.
It's a music product website that's just like it's like Guitar Center but like more diversified kind of. I don't know. They emailed me and they said, "Hey, your background matches a lot of our sales associates. If you want, we can interview you, and if you get a job, you get to move to Fort something in Indianapolis, Indiana." And I was like, thank you, but no thanks. Anyway.
I know. I think there's a lot of cool places to live in this world. I don't know if Indiana is one of them.
Are you the kind of person that would move to a different country, or are you kind of wanting to not do that.
Yeah, I think I toyed with the idea for a really long time of moving to London just because it's a very cool city, obviously. I think it aligned with a lot of like how I lived my life, whatever. I mean, I lived in Paris for a little bit. So, and I've lived in Ireland a little bit. So it's like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think I have a few thoughts on this. I don't know if I'd ever want to change my citizenship,
right.
I think is my issue. Like, I don't ever want to like give up US citizenship. I want to live here in the US for the most part, but I'm not turning away the idea of living abroad. I think it'd be like a half and half thing. You know, like I would have to make a lot of money, but like, and another thing is I saw there's like a renter's crisis in England right now, specifically London. And like, there's this TikTok I saw of this girl who like lives in hostels in order to live in London. Like she lives fully in London, but she cannot find an affordable place. And I think that scares the hell out of me. I also think because I'm not English, it would be a lot harder to get a place. It's a lot harder to get a job. I think to get a job in England, you have to start in the US and then move to like a branch that they have in London, you know? So there's so many factors that I think it would be hard to figure out. But I think if my job allowed for it, maybe that's the way to go. I'm thinking a lot very logistically. I think I'd be willing to do it. I think there would just be a lot of like planning that would have to go into it. So I don't know. What about you?
No.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
can't. I think if I had to move to another country, I've made this decision that I would either move to probably Australia or New Zealand because I already speak English and they speak English there. So there's not that barrier to get across. I also am I like the idea of Northern Europe, like Norway area around there. Haven't been, would love to visit. But
Spain. I've heard Spain is wonderful to live in.
There's a Berkeley campus in Spain.
Really?
A lot of people I know studied abroad there.
Oh,
there's
that makes
3
sense.
Berkeley campuses. One is in Hell's Kitchen here, and then there's
really?
So that's where a lot of the master's programs are.
Oh,
I think they have 3 new master's programs that just started there. It's fairly new, and then there's the Valencia one that you can do a semester abroad there, and then they have master's programs too. And then there's the main Boston one.
Would you ever get a master's?
I would. I'm not sure exactly what in. I think if I got a master's, it would either be in audio technology, continuing what I was already doing, or a slightly different direction, audio cognition. But I'm not. Currently, I don't have any aspirations that would require me to get that. But if in the future, I think if I got a master's degree, I'd be one of the people that like in my later 20s, early 30s got one because I suddenly feel pulled to go in that direction career-wise. But there's Susan Rogers, who helped record Purple Rain, I believe, was a Berkeley professor, and she taught audio cognition, and she just kind of left Berkeley. I think she still teaches some online classes, but she's not on campus anymore because she's going to go study more audio cognition stuff. And I think
that's cool.
Audio cognition is very cool because, music changes the brain, sounds change the brain.
I will also say, master's wise, because I was thinking of getting him one eventually. But first of all, it's really expensive. Second of all, I am a very firm believer that you should work within your industry before you get a master's. I've heard it time and time again. People who like get their master's in like teaching and then they go teach and they're like, I actually don't like teaching. And then you have this master's that's like useless now.
Yeah.
When you could like go into an industry or like move around an industry and then be like, oh, I'm actually really passionate about what I'm doing right now. Let me get a master's in that so that I can like further my career in it. Because that's something I'm afraid of, is like, I change my mind so much and there's so many things I want to do with my life that I'm like, there's no possible way I could like pick one thing to do for the rest of my life or at this moment in time as a 22-year-old girl. So I feel like I just need a little bit more life experience. I need to make money. So, and a lot of some master's degrees will like pay you to do your master's there. So I would like to do that because I love Tulane, but Tulane is not one of those programs. So yeah, I think it's like, it'll come when it comes, but it's not, like it's not the end of the world. So
not something you're going to look back and go, damn, I wish I got that master's degree.
Master's. Yeah, I think like, who knows what our lives will look like. And then eventually when I'm like, okay, it's time, I can do that. I mean, like Lily's dad got his master's right after his first daughter was born. So it's like, you can get my dad's getting his master's right now, which is
Shout
really
out to
cool. Kurt. I know, it's funny because he's like doing all this stuff that, like going back to school essentially. And it's like, he didn't have to go to college in a time like with computers and stuff and turning everything in online. And so he'll be like, oh, my stupid professors made me do a discussion post and I have to like respond to 2 people in the discussion post. And I'm like,
relatable.
Welcome to college. So it's funny to see him like struggle with the same things I struggled with. But yeah, he's doing a great job and I hope it fulfills him in some way. So that's, I think, more what I would do. Like if I go into a field where I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm ready for this and I think this will help further my career, then maybe I would do it. So my friend, actually all of my friends are working for Tulane, but my friend Maddie is like an admissions counselor and she's going to get her master's because they'll pay for it.
Oh, nice.
So I think that's the exception. If you're in a job that will just pay for it, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Literally, why not? And that's why my dad is getting his master's. Well, he's wanted to for years, but a big reason is he's getting it through the school he works at. So that's really nice. But
which is Spalding.
Spalding University. Go Golden Eagles, bro.
Master's degree. Well, we introduced it at the beginning and neglected to talk about Casa Bonita.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about Casa Bonita.
Okay. So, Casa Bonita, I know it wasn't you've been there though, right?
So here's the thing. I think I've been only 1 or 2 times.
Really?
Because my family's consensus was that it's like an iconic place, but the food we did not like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But you don't eat the food.
You just go.
You just go.
And you sit and you go, wow.
Yeah.
But now I think I heard that they hired like some fancy chefs. So now we want to go. But we're La Loma loyalists. Don't know if you've been to La Loma.
Where's that?
It used to be in this like house on a street. I didn't drive when it was still in that location. So I didn't have a good knowledge of where it actually was. But now it is next to the Brown Palace in Denver.
So like
I think they have also a location by like the aquarium or something, but the main location is by the Brown Palace now. But they have very good food. I don't know if it's my favorite thing, but something that I like and I think is fun that they do is they have mini chili rellenos that you can dip in green chili. Love those. Anyway.
So I will say, Casa Bonita was never about the food for us. It was always you buy the food to get in and you deal with it. And then you go in and you eat like drink a drink and like eat sopapillas and like it's the experience.
Yeah.
From the article I read and like all the stuff I've heard, this woman is like award-winning chef. She said that when she first got there, when they like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Who the fuck is Trey Smith?
There's a basketball game tomorrow.
Yeah. No. Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Love them. Saints of Colorado. Hopefully they don't do anything problematic because then I'll have to rescind that. But she basically said in this article that like they didn't have any like stove tops. They steamed everything that they made. And I was always like, what the fuck? So they like completely gutted out the inside and like rebuilt it basically. They said the quote was, and I love this as a person in journalism, I thought this was a great quote. We spent $40 million or something to change it and keep it the same basically. And I was like, that's a great way to put it because it was just unsanitary. That was my issue at the end of the day, was it was like yucky and like I think some of that was the charm, but also some of that was the charm because we had all been there for years and like knew what to expect.
Yeah.
This idea that it's like clean and like apparently like the pool for the divers is a lot safer now, which thank God, don't know why it was unsafe. Yeah. There's more of a story to the cave, apparently, to Black Bart's cave.
Okay.
The food's better, which I think is a huge thing. Like the idea that we could go and enjoy the food is such a crazy concept, but I've seen pictures. It looks amazing. What they've done is amazing. Like, I mean, we talked about this a little bit at brunch today, but I'm a huge proponent of like, if you have the means, you should be funneling like money and resources back into your community. And I think Matt Stone and Trey Parker have every right as these big hotshot celebrities to like move away to LA and not think about Colorado and like do what they need to do with their millions. The fact that they are willing to come back to their home state and like put money into things, I think is really important. And I think, I don't know, like it just makes me respect them a lot because I'm like, yeah, like this place is one of those places that needed love and care and money, and they did it. And I think that's huge. And I'm very excited about it because I've been to Casa Bonita many times. At one point, I had every birthday party there. I went to a friend of ours, Andrew. I went to his 300th visit to Casa Bonita. So I'm a big Casa Bonita fan. My mom is having her birthday party there in August. Like, it's a huge part of my childhood and just like being someone from Colorado/Denver. So it's just really cool that it's like getting the love. Because I, for a really long time, was like, this place is going to close. And that's, I think, what pulled us in more too, was we have to experience it before it closes. But now that it's like getting all this nice press and it's like really a lot better, I think that's huge. I think if I had like all the money in the world, I would like rebuild Lakeside Amusement Park, you know, and like, because that place is such an iconic, you know, spot in Denver that needs so much love and it just isn't getting it from the lady who owns it. And so I wish we could like do that. But again, I work at an ice cream shop, so that's not happening anytime soon. But I think if I like ever come into like a large sum of money, like I would love to put a little bit towards that.
When you become the next Quinta Brunson. That's
maybe.
I don't know if that's a bad example. The next big comedy writer.
Next big comedy writer. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think it's really cool that they're like, you know, helping to kind of preserve these Colorado landmarks that are so important to a lot of people. There are 100,000 people on the wait list right now, on the email list for it. And I'm one of them. And Karen's one of them too.
Wonder if Meg is on it.
She better be. She better be.
Comment down below. Are you on the wait list?
Yeah. Comment down below if I'm on the Casa Bonita wait list. I'm also like totally willing, because I'm going back to Colorado in July, and I don't think I'll get off the wait list, but I'm 100% willing to just like wait in line just for the experience. My friend who works at Fashion Nation now, because it's her family's store, but she was like a waitress. Sydney was like a waitress at Casa Bonita for a very long time. Not a very long time, but a little bit. And I thought that was the coolest job in the world. I was kind of like, I'm sure it was not great, but now I'd love to work there. I'm sure it's really cool now. So
yeah.
Woohoo.
Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita.
I just had an idea.
Yeah.
Let me spin you a yarn.
Let me spin
Because you know how at brunch we were talking about how I'm going to go to LA soon.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'm really experiencing it with like being grown. My thought is, if I do visit you in September, we could do an update Sunday Brunch Louisiana edition.
That's funny. We should do it in every state we can go to.
Every state we visit together. Sunday Brunch blank edition.
Yeah, literally. No, yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's a great place.
Should I discuss LA?
Yeah.
I don't know what to talk
Why not?
about LA, but I'm going to go to LA in August.
Where are you, like, do you know where in LA?
Where in LA? So my friend Claire and supposedly Travis, my other friend who lives in LA, shout out, they both live near Studio City.
Stop. Are you serious? Lily's from like Studio City, Sherman Oaks. Oh my God, that's so funny. I wonder where they went to high school. If this means anybody to anybody, Lily went to Campbell Hall.
Claire went to high school to middle school with Remy Wolf, the singer.
That's
They're not like close friends, but
they
like,
know of each other.
They're friends on Facebook.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily went to school with the Fanning sisters, I think. Dakota and Elle.
Someone else, yeah.
So because it's funny, there's like a photo on Pinterest that all the girlies like reblog, and it's like in the Campbell Hall gym, and it's like, it's funny that's just like Lily's high school. No, yeah, it's super interesting. I think a lot of like celebrities, just because of where they live, just send their kids there. It's a good school, I've heard. So
I don't know where Claire went to high school. I know Travis went to like a Christian school, so I don't think it's that.
Maybe Campbell Hall was Episcopalian.
Okay.
Or it still is. It's not like it's blown up. It's Episcopalian currently.
Okay.
So yeah, ask him. No, that's so funny. Oh my God, Studio City. Yeah.
My friend Lily goes to. She's from Laguna Beach, which is a little far from Studio City. So, but I think she's gonna drive out, and I think I'm gonna try to find a place that's kind of like not all the way to Studio City, but a little closer to downtown.
Yeah,
we'll see where I end up. But, yeah,
I love LA. I know that's kind of. Everybody loves LA. I love LA.
Yeah,
it's so nice. It's. First of all, we're from the West, so I do think our personalities and how we were raised are more aligned with California in a lot of ways, and like just the culture there. But it's warm all the time, and it's very like it's fast paced, but it's like it's not like New York City, like it's very like, you know what I mean? I don't even know how to describe it. I love LA.
Yeah.
Every time I've been to LA. It's been great. I turned 21 in LA, actually. I was there on my birthday with Lily, and it was so fun. It's just so fun. It's very similar to New York in the sense that like everything you need is there.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave LA to get it. And minus it doesn't have great public transportation. I think the bus system is fine, but like they have a train, but it's not good. So that's a place where you have to kind of drive everywhere. But I really like LA. I think it's a really cool place. It's a huge hub of culture in the United States. So
I think I am excited to see it now that I'm a fan of things such as Joni Mitchell. She lived in Laurel Canyon, wrote a lot about that area.
Yeah.
Read a lot of Joan Didion. She writes a shit ton about California in general. So I'm excited to see it now that I've like absorb media about it, even though I like have no recollection of ever being there. So
and when you start to experience, I think what made my last visit to LA so special is that like Lily is an LA native. She's from the Valley, but like she's, you know, she grew up there. Her dad grew up in the area. Her mom's from Northern California, like I think more north in California.
Okay, so that's a point. Claire might not have gone to that school because I think she's from Palo Alto, but she's just the place she's moving to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
City. Yeah.
Well, regardless, I think it's nice when you go to LA with people who know LA because then you start to like experience like really cool things that like people from LA actually do.
Lots
you know,
of, like hidden gems and like weird historical things that you would not pick up on if you were just like there by yourself. But if someone knows it. Oh wow.
And if you're into like classical Hollywood history or like anything, it's a great place to go because there are some really, really cool spots. Like it's one of those things where like everybody's house has been like used for a commercial or like everybody's local like Mexican food restaurant has been filmed, and like it's just super interesting. I would recommend when I went there last, the new Academy museum like for the Oscars had just opened. Like the Academy of Arts and Sciences museum had just opened. It's phenomenally done. Nice. It's really cool. I'd recommend you go there and just like look around. I love like classical Hollywood history, so I thought it was so fun because you can like find some really cool stuff there. It's very similar to New York in that sense. There's so much history and it's so cool, and like, you know, I really like it. Great Mexican food in LA. So yeah, it's expensive.
Are you a big Broadway person?
I am.
Have you been to or heard of the Broadway Museum?
No.
So Sarah, Sarah's girlfriend, she went recently, and they have. I heard it's pretty cool. They have like original costumes from like classic show like Phantom of the Opera.
Where is it?
I'm not. I know it's in Manhattan. I forgot exactly where.
I'll look it up.
But could be you could go. We could both go together.
There you go. I do, bro. I want to see while I'm here Sweeney Todd because Josh Groban's in it right now. Love that guy. I also just kind of for the drama. I was never a huge Glee fan, but I know from like Lily really liking Glee that Lea Michele is a bitch and she's a diva. But God, can she sing? And I'm like, I kind of want to see Funny Girl.
Yeah.
But okay, here's my opinion on Funny Girl. I think Lea Michele is like a really good choice for Fanny Bryce. It's fine. I wish that this like, oh wow, Lea Michele's so good at this like role was not at the expense of Beanie Feldstein being put down.
Right.
I think that was a horrible situation of how she was kind of bullied out of the role. So I don't know. I just like, it sucks because I like Beanie a lot. She just got married.
Yeah.
So
congrats.
Yeah, congrats, Beanie. If you're watching, congratulations. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's a side note. But
all I know about Beanie Feldstein is that she was Monica Lewinsky in American Horror Story.
I never watched that.
American Horror Story, American Crime Story.
I never watched that. I wonder if it was
Sarah
good.
Paulson was Linda Tripp, which is a weird casting choice, but I think she did well. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, wow.
At some point while you're here, we got to do the night cruise.
Oh yeah,
which is less of a night cruise and more of a sunset cruise. Now that the sun is out longer, but they have a bar. You sightsee. They start at Pier 50 something, I think. It's kind of like you get to Times Square and then you walk all the way to the edge of the island, get on a boat, and then you go down and around up to kind of by the Chrysler Building, and then back down, and they go all the way out to the Statue of Liberty, and then back.
That's cool.
And usually there's a pretty good tour guide on it. When I went with Claire, he was okay. He did, when we got to the Chrysler Building, just started playing the entire theme song of Superman Unprovoked. Like he was just like, guess what? And then ba 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 ba. Anyway. But yeah, it's very fun. It's fun to sightsee and learn a few historical facts along the way. Yeah. Get a little rum and coke while you sit there. Delightful.
That sounds disgusting, but yeah, I get the vibe.
They have all the drinks. That's what Claire and I got last time. The first time we went on the night cruise, I got a beer. Been on it 2 times.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to go. That sounds fun. There's so much in New York I want to do. Like, again, like I feel like I'm conscious for the first time in my life kind of here. So it's a really cool experience so far because I can like experience things. I can drink here. It's very different. I'm like old enough that I can kind of do what I need to do. But yeah. Anything else?
Anything else? I don't know.
How long have we been talking?
Oh fuck. For 2,043 bars.
What does that mean? Oh my god.
2 hours and 8 minutes. Wow.
There's no way. Have we actually?
I guess this is the longest episode of Sunday Brunch
that
we've ever done.
Wow. Okay, well, and with that...
Should we quickly review our brunch today?
Yes. Oh my
to
God,
tie it all together, since we had literal Sunday brunch.
We had actual Sunday brunch. I had
French toast and scrambled eggs. French toast was cut nice and thick. I liked that about my French toast. It's nice and thick. Scrambled eggs were good. They're more of a French style of scrambled egg in that they were... They're a little more loose. That used to bother me, not so much anymore. I still prefer them a little bit more firm, but they were still good anyway.
And you had a latte.
I did have a latte.
Nice latte.
Very good latte.
Yeah.
Very nice latte.
Pancakes, which were very big, and I didn't finish them, and I'm going to finish them eventually. And then I had a sausage. I had sausage. It was good. It was spicy. Love spicy food. Yummy. And I had a cold brew. I love it when they bring the little thing of milk to your table so you can control.
Makes you feel powerful.
Makes me feel powerful, makes me feel in control. I loved it. Where did we go? We went to...
It was called Little Egg on Washington Avenue.
Yeah, it was good. We waited a long time. I think they kind of forgot about us after a while. When she was like... Well, she was like, we never got a text. Even though it said that you had like been fully put on the wait list via your text. And then she was like, it never went through.
Oh.
So
maybe I needed to do something. Who
knows? But eventually we did get our breakfast. The staff was really nice, and you don't tip there because, and they say that because they like pay their staff a livable wage, which
Love
society.
livable wages.
Yeah.
You know?
No, very interesting. Very cool. It was good.
Yeah.
Good. Brooklyn brunch. Brooklyn.
Perhaps another time we'll have Manhattan brunch at that place I told you about. The Australian place.
Yes. Love an Australian.
Australian
Good eye, mate.
Yes.
Australian brunch.
Even though nothing about it was Australian except that lots of people that worked there were from Australia.
Really? Oh, that's fun. I like that.
I don't think there's any food that's like, this is an Australian delicacy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't they eat that bread with sprinkles on it in Australia?
Oh, yeah. Like fun toast.
Yeah. Vegemite. I think they have Vegemite in Australia and England. Australia. I like Australia. I've never been. I'd love to go.
I haven't even left the country still. Anyway.
Are you? Wow. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So when we were like, would you ever live abroad? And you were like, no. I can never leave.
Yeah, I don't even have a passport.
Are you? Wow. Yeah. That's, wow.
I know.
Slay.
Thank you.
Good for you. That's interesting. I think we bring this up every single time, every podcast, and I'm always like, wow.
That I don't have a passport? Oh, I didn't know.
Or something like that. Wow.
Fun facts about me. Cool. Wow.
Good to know.
Justin hasn't done this.
Well, okay.
Okay.
And with that,
that was Sunday Brunch.
Your hands are so warm.
Thank you. Should I turn off the air conditioner?
Sunday Brunch.
Thanks for brunching along with us.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for brunching along with us. We'll see you, I guess, in whenever we're together again. Probably September. Probably. In New Orleans, maybe?
Unless we get the podcast bug again before you leave. But we'll see.
We might.
Who knows?
Cruise.
It's a surprise when the next episode comes because we don't even know.
I know, we don't even know. I don't know how we're going to record Sunday Brunch in New Orleans.
I can bring my stuff. Throw it in the hard suitcase.
Do you actually think you could?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I've done it before.
Oh my god!
We might coming from Colorado to
here,
I had to throw stuff in the suitcase,
I mean, it's not
and I can
lot,
bring my less expensive one of those just in case.
Okay,
I have a few.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
See you next time for some Sunday brunch.